I think this might be one of those videos where I go a little overboard, but I feel like in this case at least, it might be justified. If you haven't seen already, there's been some massive price hikes over at Leatherman. Honestly, I had a hard time believing them till I saw them myself. So we're going to talk specifically, mostly about this, but a little bit about the Leatherman MUT in this video. This right here is now $50. Let's go ahead and get started. So as you might have surmised from the chaos here, this is the third time that I have filmed this video. And I think it's a good thing to sometimes pull back a little bit, take a more leveled approach to this whole thing. And that's exactly what I'm going to try to do in this video. So let's start with the Leatherman MUT. It's very exciting to see it finally back in stock on Leatherman's website. That's great. However, it is now gone from, I believe, 150 or 100, yeah, well, I think it was 150 or 60 to $200 now for the Leatherman MUT. That's expensive. That's expensive. In fact, that's the same price as a High Point, if you know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, that is something very, very surprising that they jumped it up that far. That being said, I stand by my statement saying that this is one of the most engineering advanced multi-tools ever built and really shows some serious prowess from Leatherman. It has an incredible tool set, a lot of capabilities. I can't even go into it in this video because that's not what it's really about. Just, I think you should be made aware that it is back if you really wanted one, but it is going to be $200. I am going to move on though because I think the next topic is a bit more important because it's more pertinent to more people. The Leatherman Micra has been around for a very long time. One of the, I think the fourth Leatherman ever made, I believe. I think it was PST, Mini Tool, Super Tool, and then the Micra, I think. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure that's the order. A long time, over 30 years. And this has always been an affordable tool people can keep on their keychain. However, they have just jumped the price from $35 up to $50. $50 for this. Yikes. Major yikes. That's a tall order, I'm not gonna lie. And that's a tall order if we're equating it to my 1999 Micra, which this is not. I lost that one, which makes me very sad. But my 1999 Micra that I owned, dude, that thing could cut through everything. It was amazing. It could cut through everything cleanly. It had a precision tip. It was Victorinox level easily. Ever since 2000, or basically somewhere between 2000 and 2006, and I've had 5 more, including this one, since that point, they have not been good cutting implements out of the box. The edges flex too much, the cutting geometry doesn't seem to be quite on par, and the peening isn't quite perfect. Now, this is a used one, so it's not a very good example, but I'm just gonna try to show you it has issues. And even if I try to, it's not something you can easily force the two blades together, which I would do with certain types of tools. Let me try to see that if I can do it. Let me see if I can do it. See, because even if I force them together, they flex too much to cut. Now you could argue that this one is just dull. So what I will do after this video is I will order a Micra from someone brand new, and we will unbox it and we will test it again, which I've already done, but I will do it one more time. The problem is that these are not good scissors in the current environment. Right then, there were really not that many people competing except Victorinox, who still makes really, really good scissors. Now these are discontinued, but I think you can see the difference in cutting capability, even at the tip. I'm gonna get a little bit more. No problem whatsoever. Absolutely no problem with this material. Now this material, by the way, is Survivor cord, which has copper wire and fishing line and a bunch of other things in addition to normal paracord, okay? That's what this is, Survivor cord. And has no trouble with that. And it has no trouble with any other tasks that I've ever done with. Now this one is discontinued. How about something that is currently in production? This is the Mini Flagship Pro, and I believe this one is, yeah, this is the brand new Mini Sailor from Nextool. Both of them are, well, let me show you. No problem, right? Let me show you this one. Let me show you. This one actually might even cut better than that. I mean, it feels like almost no resistance at all. Let me go all the way to the tip. No problem. That one cuts fantastic. Brand new out of the box, great. No flex whatsoever, nice and rigid, great cutting geometry, everything's good, all right? Now, I'm gonna go to the scissors over here on the plier-based version, which has a small pair of scissors, and you can see even that one can do it okay. I think it's stopping right on that copper, yeah, right there, it's stopping right on that copper wire. But you can see it can absolutely do it and do it cleanly. And this is the one that has a pair of pliers as the center point. So basically similar to the Squirt used to be. This is a really great tool. Now that's the O-Tackle P1 from Olight, but it's the same tool as the one made by Nextool. It's identical. Now we go to Victorinox, right? We got the scissor here. And we're not talking about the other tools in the Micra because that's not what's important. This is a 91mm scissor, and it is like butter, right? Nothing is better than this scissor. This is the best one by a mile. And it includes the Surge scissor. It's better than that one. Much more precise, capable of cutting very much out at the tip. So if I want to cut a piece of flesh off, I can do that with this scissor, something I can't do with the Surge scissor. The same thing is also true with the small 58mm. Now this is not. This is actually a really old one. This one is this Alox Classic is probably like 10, 15 years old. No problem, right? It absolutely cuts without flex, and it still has a precision tip, so it can still do hygiene tasks. The Micra at 50 only could, in a blue moon, make sense if the scissors cut properly, but they simply don't cut. And that's the fundamental problem. Even when you watch Leatherman's own promotional video about the Micra, you know what you see? You see them holding material like this. And what that does is that stretches it. And if you stretch it, guess what? You don't need a scissor. Watch. If I do this, I can just cut it, right? I can cut it with a knife. That's what I'm trying to say. So they're trying to show you in that video making up for the fact that the geometry is just not right. And it hasn't been right for like a decade, and they haven't fixed it. And now they want more money for the Micra. And I'm sorry, I don't understand why Leatherman is increasing the price on something that needs to be improved. And it definitely needs an improvement. And it's not on the inside tools. I think the inside tools on the Micra are fantastic. They're great. They're fantastic. Nothing more to say about that. But the scissors have had a problem for more than a decade, and they're not fixing it. I just cannot see in any world where the Micra is worth the price tag that they've just jumped it up to. I mean, think about what $50 buys. And look, I know that, you know, it doesn't go as far as it used to. But like, you could buy literally both of these together and have some room to spare, okay? If you wanted to. And they both, you know, are a little bit different. Obviously, they're heavier. They're not as small as the Micra. But come on. I think we need to leave it there. I'm going to keep going down that rant rabbit hole, and I don't want to do that. I just think that with Victorinox having scissors that are good in the 58mm, scissors that are good in any large size, what purpose does this fill? As far as I can tell, nothing. There's no situation I would do that. And frankly, it's only $6 or $7 more to get a compact than this now. All right, enough said. I just thought you guys might want to be made aware. If you can still find the Micra for a low cost, great. I would suggest picking one up before they do. If you can't, guess what? There's other options out there that have better scissors, and so there you go. I think that the small keychain tools from Leatherman are kind of like on the out at this point. I believe I've already talked to a rep directly from Leatherman and sold that eventually, not right now, but eventually they're going to discontinue the style PS as well. One of my favorites. So I don't know where that leaves us with this conversation. I'm really curious to see what you say down in the comments, and I will be reading through all of those. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for your time. And we'll talk again soon.